and tea. The good morning light is here. It's time to start the day. Yeah, it's time to start the day. views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers, commentators, experts, and/or host. They do not explicitly or necessarily reflect nor represent the channel's policy or the views held by the channel or broadcaster. The broadcaster or its channel cannot be held accountable for all or any views expressed during this program.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is the day that the Lord has made, and I am rejoicing and glad in it. Good morning, everybody. Listen, do me a favor and do the like, the share, the comment, and tag somebody this morning. Give me just 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm sending a text right fast out. But I say good morning, good morning, good morning. Listen, we've got the dean herself already on this morning. God bless you. None other than Mother Margaret Feaster. We thank you so much for always being on with us. And to Pastor Anna Lyons, the most workless person in the entire world. My God, she's a working somebody. And listen, I'm letting y'all know I will be flooding it on next week. Next week, I will be ministering with her on Zoom, and we've got the flyer going out on. I'm gonna actually post it this Friday, so I'll post it Friday, Monday, and Wednesday because I expect you all to be on the Zoom with us as we minister what God has placed in our heart. Listen, I'm excited. I'm excited. Listen, I saw somebody on here this morning, uh, Callie Butler. I'm going to shout her out because Callie always comes back and watches the program. But I see that she's on this morning, and I want her to know that I see it. I see it. Thank God for joining us this morning. I also see Lady Belinda Morgan. God bless you. Thank you for joining us this morning. I see some other names popping on, but the scroll, I'm not like Bishop Taylor. I can't sit there and call all those names out like he does every morning. But I want you all to know I'm going to shout it out. I'm going to shout out. I hope she gets on. But today, did y'all hear what I just said? Today is my oldest granddaughter's birthday. Yes, Paris McCall's birthday, her 18th birthday this morning. God bless you, Overseer Arnell Marshall. Excited about your wife being on this coming Friday. But yes, it is my oldest granddaughter's 18th birthday. And Lord have mercy, I am so proud to be able to say, yes, she's my granddaughter. And we're going to actually be heading down there on next week where she's going to be graduating out of high school on her way to college. And I tell you, I am a proud papa. Yes, you going to listen. Y'all going to hear me talking all next week about her. So I'm just excited about her. And if you follow any of us, you'll see her on our page. Give her a shout out and let her know that Papa said happy birthday. I've already said it, and I've already told her look out for the celebration on next week. Listen, we are excited. We all know that this is called Wisdom Wednesday, and of course, the other co-hosts will be popping in shortly. And so we're excited about that. But we're just excited about this time of the year and what God is doing and how time waits on nobody. God bless you, Elder Russell. Thank you for joining us this morning. But we always consider when we say this is the day that the Lord has made, that we're counted in that. And a lot of times people don't realize that although we say that statement, we realize that he just didn't create the day last night for us while we were asleep or the day before. No, this day was already preordained for us. And so it's very important that by him doing that, that we do our part. Did you hear what I just said? A lot of times we think that that just waking up is all that we're required to do. But regardless of whether you're retired, regardless of whether you're working outside the home, inside the home, or going to school, or whatever you're doing, you have a requirement to work within the kingdom. And I challenge people on a consistent basis. You know, what is your witness going to be? What is your true testimony going to be when you stand before the Lord? Because we all are going to have to hold account to what we did. And I'm just convinced that he gives each and every one of us not only an assignment, but he gives us an appointed amount of individuals. Did you hear what I just said? Appointed amount of individuals that he actually has assigned for us to be. And that's how, if we think about it, Pastor Annaline, that's how everyone is going to hear about this person that we believe in called Jesus, our Lord and Savior. That's how it's going to get around the world. You know, we growing up, we used to hear that everybody, and we was be thinking, how in the world is everybody gonna ever hear it? Well, everybody's gonna be able to hear it because if you do your part and I do my part, when we start doing our parts, we will find ourselves touching the entire world. Because I think if my numbers is right, and somebody can correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, but we only 6 or 7 people from knowing everybody. It's amazing how you can go different places. I always tell people this, that that's Charmaine McCall, that my oldest daughter. She know everybody in the world. That's what I always tell people. I say she know everybody. I've gone places and people will say, I know your daughter, and I'll be in other states. They say, I know your daughter, and so that means, regardless of what others might think, she's doing something that she's being known. And we're not talking about because she's on no television or on no stage or anything, but she's constantly networking with people. And that's what it's about. Because listen, our real mission, our real job, our real assignment, if I could get some help on here today, is outside of the church. We just think everything's supposed to be done inside those 4 walls. But I beg to differ, that you're going to do more outside the 4 walls than you will ever do inside. And for you all that's stuck on the inside, I'm challenging you in this 5th month of the year, while you still have time, to step out a little deeper, because God has need of you. And I think a lot of times we just think because we're not the lead singer on the praise team, or we're not the head usher or the greeter at the door, or even that one that carries the pastor's Bible or briefcase. Hello, somebody. Or even get the chance to hold the mic. We think we're not needed, but I'm telling you right now, we're needed even more in that case. Listen, give me a second. I'm getting ready to plug him in. He's already popped on. And so we want to go ahead and get him in so he can get his day started. Give me 1 second. All right, we got him there. We got him there. We got him there. And here we go. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Brother G. How you doing this morning?
Well, what's going on?
All right, all right. Well, it's another tongue tied, wisdom Wednesday. And so as always, we're just trying to bridge the gap and let people know that there is, as some of us would say, a seasoned people sometimes need to understand where our younger generation is coming. And if you're anything like me, where I'm constantly watching the news and watching CNN, and just a lot of times listening to uh, our train of thinking,
I'm
we're
back.
doing y'all an injustice a lot of times. But what you got on your mind this morning? Look like I lost him. Hold on. He'll pop back in a second. But nevertheless, we want to continue to as I was saying. Okay, there you go. He popped back in. Hold on. Oh no, he hasn't popped back in yet. But as always, we want to make sure that we're doing our part. And I'm encouraging people, especially with our children getting ready to get out of school. Look like we just put them in school, and they already getting ready to get out of school. But it's important that we continue to do our part, because as I was saying right before he got knocked off, uh, how important it is that we bridge the gap between us and our younger people. A lot of times we don't really understand them, and in doing so, I was talking with my sister on yesterday, and we was just reminiscing and talking about some of uh, when I would say when I was growing up, and we we was reminiscing on some things, and there is a difference. Some of the things, Pastor Anna, lines that we were told or said we had to do just to be saved. We kind of like found out that that wasn't scriptorial, nor was a requirement. Hello, somebody, but we did it, and I'm not ashamed or mad that I went through some of the things that I went through, but now I realize that no, that was your opinion. You didn't even have no Bible to back it up, but that's just how much we believe. Whatever they said, we did it. But now we're dealing with a generation that that's not the case. You can't just tell them any and everything and think that they're going to run with it. And so, one of the main things, and even how this platform became was Wisdom Wednesday, was I asked him a simple question, and the question was why young people tend to vent or get on social media and say everything. In other words, you could be in the same house, you could be in the same household, and they didn't say what they said on social media to you, but they was talking about you, or they was talking about somebody that you know. And that's how the platform birthed itself, because I needed to know that question. And as you all that have followed us, we've realized that it wasn't a one time conversation, but it was something that we had to continue. And he comes on. I love it so much. He comes on with his own way of doing his presentation. And the thing of it is, the one thing that I've always allowed the Fantastic Four was to be expressive in their own way. And that I found in my house. Now, I can't tell you how to raise yours, and I can't tell you what to do with yours, but I can also say what has worked in ours. And a lot of times we find ourselves, because there is no manual, and don't let nobody fool you. Don't be going in no library looking for it, in no store on the bookshelves looking for a manual of how to raise yours, because each and every one of us have different experiences. And I just want to make sure that you understand that your experience and my experience, I guarantee you, are different. But the bottom line, we still have certain requirements that God requires us to do, certain assignments. And so as we continue to do the work of God, as we continue to grow in this thing, because here's the thing, although I'm a lot more seasoned than I was back then, I'm still learning on a consistent basis of this thing called life, as we sometimes call it life. And we're realizing that no, we don't know it all. And even here's the thing, and even some of those that surround us don't know it all. But the truth to the matter is, if we all come with an open mind, did you hear what I just said? With an open conversation, with an open dialogue, I think we would go a lot further. You don't have to be the smartest one in the room. You just got to know how to get some help. Hello, somebody. I mean, I don't know if any of you all follow. He's on here, Overseer Arnell Marshall. But on Monday nights, man, he be dropping some nuggets. I'm talking about you basically can't even carry the same bag each Monday, because he's going to fill that bag with nuggets on and a lot of times it's just practical life lessons. And so it's important that we share and not be afraid to voice our opinion, but also have an open mind that your opinion is just that, your opinion, and that it can be scrutinized, if I might say. It can be challenged, and here's the real growth of anything that you do, in that challenging part, that you don't lose focus of what the real goal is. In other words, you don't have to leave out of the room upset and mad because your point got dissected. But guess what? I guarantee you, out of your point, something was retained. Hello, somebody. One of the things, if he gets the chance to pop back on, one of the things that we G and I discuss a lot of times, of course, is sports, because he's a sports fanatic, and not just football. Even though he was an all-star in football, he knows sports as a whole. But one of my arguments always has been always trying to compare individuals. And so if you know anything about basketball, they're constantly always trying to compare Michael Jordan to LeBron, and who's the GOAT and this, that, and the other. But the truth to the matter is, and here's where I'm at, and I can get some chat. If I could get some conversation in the chats, I definitely back it up with this. But here's the thing: if I've got to tear you down to build myself up, I'm already defeated. Did you hear what I just said? If I've got to beat you up and talk about you, and you didn't do this and you didn't do that and you didn't do the other, just to build myself up, I'm already in trouble. I'm already in trouble. I'm just of the mindset that the best thing to do is stand on your own 2 feet, as they would say. I think I might be saying it right. Callie, help me out. If 10 toes down, is that what y'all say? You got to stand 10 toes down, and I'm just convinced that even here we go. Even if you really not right, follow me when I say this statement. Even if you're not really right, but you believe in what you're saying, stand there and defend your argument. Hello, somebody. Because let me tell you where the growth gonna come. When it's dissected and you see it another way. Did you hear what I just said? Don't be so gullible just to throw in the towel. Defend your argument. But then when you realize, hey, this is a losing battle, go ahead and take those nuggets, put them in your bag for another day. And that's where I'm at, and that's just how I believe. Because yeah, somebody said, yeah, 10 toes down. Yeah, that's my niece on that Sierra. That's why I need G on here, because you all talk a different language than us, and for some of us seasoned people, we'll be laughing and not even understanding the joke is on us. I know y'all don't do us like that, but I do like to know. I was sharing with somebody. Matter of fact, I was talking to my sister, and I said one of the reasons I started getting on social media, if the truth be told, was because during G's high school years, and he was playing sports, and we knew we were trying to get him in college and get a scholarship and all that. I was monitoring what he was saying, because you do know that that's how not only colleges and schools and tech schools and all that, but even the job market now. Don't think that they're not going into your platforms, going into your social media apps and all that, and looking up your name to see what you stand for and all that. And although they might not, they might still hire you. They might have a side eye as they looking at you. So we just have to be so careful of our presentation, is what I'm trying to say this morning. That as we continue to grow in here, let me see what Overseer said. He said, critics do not know how to celebrate greatness. Critics try to put greatness against greatness instead of appreciating. Let me see what he's saying. Instead of appreciating greatness. And that's a true statement all by itself. And for a lot of times, here we go, Overseer Arnell, a lot of times the individuals that's doing all the critiquing not even old enough, so they're basically getting their information from somebody else. Did you hear what I just said? They're getting their information from somebody else and trying now to create an argument to back up what they really don't know as a fact. Hello. And that's why it's so important that if we look at and understand the Bible, that things was passed down. And are we doing that now? Are we passing down the generational information? Me and my sister, as you'll keep hearing me saying, me and my sisters, because we get on the phone and talk like we haven't talked in a while. But I was telling her that my uncle, I have out of 13 aunts and uncles, there are only two left on my mother's side. and they actually it's my youngest uncle, which is in his 80s. Can you imagine that? The youngest uncle, he would come get me. He just popped back in. Let me get him back in right fast. He would come pick me up. Give me a second, G. I got you on here, but let me just finish this statement. My uncle come pick me up, and we're going down to Athens to handle some business. And I say he go 19 different ways to get to the place that we're going instead of going straight. And every turn we made, he was giving me some history because he is familiar with it. He would say on this street, your grandmother's best friend or your grandmother worked here, or this, that, and the other. But the history that he was laying on me, and a lot of us don't even know the history of our own family. Well, good morning. Glad you're back, G. What you got on your mind? I just been shooting some things out while you was gone, but and actually, I was telling them how this platform actually was birthed just because I asked you a simple question of why you all go to social media to, well, not you per se, but a lot of individuals go to social media to speak rather than speaking directly to their parents, and so that's how that was birthed. But I'm here to hear whatever you got, what nuggets you got for us. I pray that you got something that I can challenge you on this morning. So how you doing?
No, I'm just here so I don't get fined.
I love it. I love it.
But no, I will just throw out here just because it's Wednesday and it's like
Uh,
I'm always dealing with a phone call. I
okay.
gotta do. It's obviously that I'm not where I need to be at my job to
Hmm.
where I understand that I'm the manager and on my off day that it is phone calls that but it's some things that I feel like that should be able to be handled, addressed, and fixed or figured out without the phone call of me. So not gonna beat myself up about it, but it's obviously that I don't have my team where I need them to be. Where
Hmm.
it's sometimes that I don't want them to feel like I'm getting. I don't I do be irritable and I do be frustrated because it's things that I think they should already know and that they
Hmm.
should be already doing, and maybe it's I need to revisit those things and make sure that what is expected. They do a good job when I'm not there as far as the work goes, so I know that as alone is a plus. We broke our net sales record on Saturday with me working, but we had broke it prior to that Wednesday on my off day. So I do
Hmm.
know that on my off days, I do know when I'm not there that the process and the procedure is still followed the way I need it to be done. But it's just little other things that goes along with opening up the shop and just dealing with a lot of things that I've reiterated it once, and I don't like sounding like a broken record. To be honest, I tell them all the time, if I constantly have to keep repeating myself, I'm a young adult. I'm not an old person, so I'm gonna take it as disrespect. I don't, I
Seasoned,
don't
not old.
I don't know how to gauge. I don't know how to gauge that. So when I feel like something is not getting done and it is repeated, now I feel like you disrespected me. You know.
Mm.
So, I'm gonna have a come to Jesus meeting with my guys of what I expect and what is expected even on my off days. Like I say, the procedure is followed. So I'm not worried about the
Hmm.
process of as far as it goes when a car is in the bay, but what
Hmm.
is going on when a car isn't there and what is
Hmm.
going on when we have certain things that needs to be done on a daily basis
Right.
that it seems like why are we being why is it I don't want to say anything out of tone, why are we not, why is it not something that is clicking in our brain that though this needs to be done today,
Hmm. Hmm.
even when I'm
Hmm.
not there, it's
Hmm.
certain stuff that has to be done daily.
Hmm.
And for on Wednesdays for me to either get a phone call from my higher ups or for you to be calling me
Hmm.
repeatedly asking me something that I feel like you should have down packed by now. I'm still learning on should I just write your tail up for not, or should I just keep talk, or I'm tired of talking to you, So it's still a lot that I'm still learning. To be honest with you, I'm still
Hmm.
fairly new in this. I'm only been doing this since February, so
Right.
I'm giving myself that grace, but it's just some certain nuances, and it's like I understand, like I say, I understand that I'm the manager and I need to be on phone call, but at the same breath, I do feel like on my off days, I do feel like it should be time set aside where I know I don't have to think about that job. Because, and the only reason I say that respectfully, my higher ups echo the same thing. When they are off, they like to be off.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to. For one, I'm never going to allow anybody or any yeah, I'm not gonna allow anybody to trick me into thinking that my mind should be on Strickland Brothers 24/7 and
Mm-hmm.
on my off days. No, it's
Mm-hmm.
not. I have
Mm-hmm.
off days and I reiterated that to my
Mm-hmm.
higher ups.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, but I would say this in being fair all the way around. You stated that you just started in February, and it is always a learning curve. And I think a lot of times, and if I could get some comments in the chat to even assist with this, because we this is what we're about. We like sharing, but I think a lot of times what happens is we forget that everybody's learning curve is on a different level. Some people you can speak to, some people you have to show it to, some people has to be written out. Now I'm not making excuses for anybody, but what I am saying is that the same grace, and this is across the board for everybody, the same grace one would want for in their learning cycle is the same grace that we have to be willing to extend. And here we go. And even in that case, because I'm a quick learner, does not mean everybody else is. The other side of it is always making people feel that they are important in anything that we do.
I'm gonna
The one
challenge you. I'm gonna challenge that statement
Okay, give
because
me a second. Let me
I
just
some
let me just finish because that's what it's about, the open dialogue. But here's the thing. In making people feel that their input is important, that their input is noticed a lot of times, because here's the other side, and I'll give it right back to you off this statement right here. It's not the fact that they don't know what to do. It's not the fact that they don't know how to do it. Sometimes it's just the fact of they don't want to mess up. And that's where we have to always be willing to give individuals a chance to make mistakes. Making mistakes does not mean uh, the end of the world. Making mistakes means that no, I didn't do it the right way, and there's another way to do it, but it can be corrected. A lot of times, what happens is we put fear in individuals to get results, and somewhere along the line, I will challenge anybody, and if somebody thinks otherwise, by all means, put it in the chat. But eventually, if that's how you operate, and I'm not by no means saying that's how you operate, but if that's how you operate about that everything is done, and that goes within the church, that goes in the home, that goes on the workforce, that goes in relationships or anything. If everything is based on the fear side of it, eventually that wall will crumble. Eventually that building will come down. So it's all about learning individuals. And as I would say, anytime you work with more than one other person, regardless of what it is, once again, whether it's your relationship, whether it's your job, or whatever the case, you have to be willing to adjust to how they respond and not always want people to adjust to how you putting it out. Go ahead. You can challenge the statement that I made. Go ahead.
Yeah, basically, because don't agree at all.
Okay, no
Even
problem.
even the statement you made last week, when you talked about leadership, and like I said you wanted to bring it back up. What one thing I would challenge you is just think of it as 32 teams. You got 32 head coaches. Those 32 head coaches are all coaching differently. They all have
Mm-hmm.
different expectations, and they have different weight that is on their shoulder,
Mm-hmm.
that alone. So that alone changes that dynamic of how you have to cater towards your team,
I agree.
your coaches, your medical staff, this, that, and the
Mm-hmm.
third. If I'm coaching for my job, I don't have the time to be babysitting you. I don't have the time to be just this happy go lucky understanding person. When I say this is what it is, this is what it needs to be, and this is what it needs to happen, or I will replace you.
Well,
Where
let me say this.
I'm not talking about for myself. I'm speaking as an example.
Yeah,
Whereas the
yeah.
next head coach is good in his skin, knows he will be there next year.
Mm-hmm.
Now he does give the grace to that quarterback. He does
Mm-hmm.
allow that quarterback to lose 6 straight games. But that coach that coach that knows he's on the hot seat, that coach can't afford for his
Mm-hmm.
quarterback to go out
Mm-hmm.
there and throw 4 straight F bombs.
Mm-hmm.
He
Mm-hmm.
can't afford it.
Yeah. Well, well basically we saying this. I mean, we basically, if you was listening, said the same thing, that there's different techniques for everybody. But as a coach, still, where he can't afford to allow that quarterback the grace that another coach might be able to do, he still has to figure out and learn how
And
to coach that individual.
I understand with you, but I think where I'm really like falling out with
Mm-hmm.
where we're at with it is, I feel like you're trying to give way too much a big of a percentage to that side. I understand they
No.
have a voice by all means. They don't have such as a big voice that I feel like you're trying to portray though.
Well,
At
let
the
me
end of the day,
let
at the end of the day, like you used to tell me, it's my ball, it's my court, which means if I decide to leave, you're not playing basketball no more.
that might be a true statement, but and our time is up, so you got to get on next week because we're gonna finish this one. But here's what I would say to that, and we've seen this, that numbers have strength, and so how many coaches have gotten let go all because they weren't able to supervise, manage the team that they had. So it's still a thin line, and let's definitely jump on this early. Jump on next week early so we can really dig into this because it's a good conversation
My
piece.
stomach is
Because
hurting.
as we mature, regardless of whether it's the job, the church, your relationship, or whatever, communication is one of the biggest keys that we seem to always fall short of. And so our
Yeah,
time is up. As always, it seems like it just runs away from us. G, I thank you once again. I'm gonna take the full screen back from you. I love you as always.
love you
Thank you
too.
for joining us. And next week y'all come on, we're gonna dig back into that next week. But on this coming Friday, let me just get straight to it. On this coming Friday, my God, we're in for a treat. The women have just been spoiling us this morning with their messages. So we're in week number 3, and we've got none other than Lady Marshall. You seen her husband commenting on here today. She's going to come in on Friday. So I challenge all my ladies, all my women, and as well as the men, to get that information out. Let people know that on Friday, we will be having an awesome 30 minutes, if not more, of just straight up nuggets. Man, I'm telling you now, come with an empty bag. You women that carry them big pocketbooks with all that stuff in it, I'm telling y'all to empty them so that you can put some more nuggets in it. I thank each and every one of y'all for taking time out this morning just to allow us to share what we see as what God is doing in our lives. And I'm also telling you that we all have an assignment, and I'm just want you to take your rightful place. Let's make this thing happen. To all the high school graduates, all those that's graduating out of college. We've got some that's graduating. I don't know if she's on, but I am going to give her a shout out. Ted from the Lord's house will be walking across that stage tomorrow. So we want to thank the Lord for allowing her to finish her our college. As I mentioned before, today is my 18th, my granddaughter's 18th birthday. We celebrate her next week. We'll be down there celebrating her walking across the stage. And if you've got a graduate at your church, in your family, whatever, you get that information too. Let's give them a shout out. Let's let them know. And that's one of the things that I'm saying in this communication is that we've got to let them know that we're behind them, that we're supporting them, that we're pushing them. Some of us got, as I would always say, we've got more time behind us than in front of us. And it's going to be this next generation that continues to carry this thing on until Jesus comes. So once again, thank you all for being who you are. We love you with not some of our heart, but all of our heart. Have a phenomenal rest of the day. God bless you.